Hey everyone, welcome back. And guess what? It's room tour time. Yes, it's finally ready. So I'm gonna stop the camera, flip you guys around, and we're gonna get this room tour on the road. Be right back. Okay, so here's my door to my room. I think the only thing that's different from the last room tour is this calendar. So let's go ahead and go in. There will be quite a few changes since the last one. So let me go ahead and open the door and step back. So this is the view when you first walk in from my bedroom into the room. And off to the right, there's my chair, and you can see my bookcase, which that's still pretty much the same, except for, ta-da! I have unhauled, donated almost all of the books that were on these shelves. There's just a few, let's see, a few books right here in the beginning here that I kept. And then I've got 4 books going that way that are new. I have, started my reading journal again. So I am going to be starting a reading journal, a dot grade reading journal come January. Now this side is still the same, except that I moved a few things over that was on this side over to that side. But I'm thinking that I might move a lot of this stuff into the spare bedroom and have that set up as my Bible study area. Because as you notice and stuff, all of these here are Bibles, and then aids to help me with my Bible study, and that's pretty much what that side is. But as my new collection grows, I might end up needing that side, but for now they're just going to stay there. So coming back around in my recliner, and as you guys have seen my videos before, since I've been back in this room, that sliding glass door leads out to our backyard. There's my mannequin. This is a Cricut Explore 1. That's just one of my machines. That's still pretty much the same. That cabinet there, I believe you guys saw the inside from the last video, so that's still the same. This is still pretty much the same. Over here is different because this used to be over on the other side, and I had a smaller desk over here. I just flipped the two, and I have my regular Cricut, and then my Gemini and my sewing machine, and then I just have some magazines and stuff that I'm gonna be using for either glue pages or some way into my arts and crafts. And then I have cleared off the top here, which gives me more surface to use to spread things out on, but also it gives me a clear view of my hummingbird feeder. Moving right along. This area has stayed the same, except for there's something missing right here. I'll show you guys where that got moved to here in a moment. This is all still the same. this is still the same, except for it has gotten cleared off and organized better over here. I have put a lot of my cups, designer cups. This is my Snow White cup that I got when me and my husband went to go see it in the movies. That's a puzzle that I want to do. Anytime I drink any of my herbal teas, I save the tea bags in there because I want to use the actual tea bags later on in future projects. This thing here is an extra pump for my water, for my coffee, which that setup's still the same. I haven't done anything with this side yet, so I'm not going to open that. But in here, I did rearrange things, and now I have all of my pods and stuff for my coffee maker in this clear tub. That way I can see exactly how much I have and when it's time to reorder. So that's behind that door. And then this door is the refill of my Splenda and my creamer, which I refilled those two. That's my creamer, and that's where I put the packets. That's my herbal tea. And then in the cup right behind it is some herbal teas. If you saw my video that I did with the traveling box of joy, you would have seen me show that cup, and those teas were two of the items that I pulled from that box. And then moving over here, this is still the same. And this desk used to be back over behind me, but I had moved it over here. My printer. And then I have the racks and stuff for my gel plates and my carnival strength tissue and stuff that goes with my gel plates. I have my stencils and stuff that I have acquired through PM Artist Studios and different things. My copy paper and sticker paper that I use with my printer. And then above there, I've made this stitch marker hanger. So I've got a bunch of my really nice fancy stitch markers there. And this here setup here is what I use and stuff when I make my paper beads. And then this has my embossing powders and different things like that on it. And then down below, I just have a few things. This has to do with the current journal I'm working on and a different few things. Here, this is a project cart, but I decided to utilize it for my gel prints to keep them, excuse me, to keep them organized. So I have up on top there, I have my brayer offs. And then, depending on if I use the wet strength tissue or just other paper there. And then down below it are my corners, book corners, and then some other miscellaneous things there. So that, and then this is, let me move my chair. This is a new addition to the craft room. And I got this unit. It's a 4x4 cubicle unit that I got off of Amazon. And if you remember my last video, I had my desk up against the wall. So I have this now against the wall, and then now my desk comes out this way. And then I have some of my papers up here on top with some books that I want to use to make journals with. And this is the extent of my acrylic paints. And then these two boxes here, that one and that one, I covered, and that has all of my digital papers and different things that I used to have in a file cabinet that used to be right along here next to my desk, which the file cabinet is no longer in the house. It's out in the garage. It's totally empty. So now let me swing around, and now this is my new desk setup. So this is my iMac, my all-in-one, my current planner and next year's planner. There's the deal that I hold my, okay, where's my finger? There it is. That's what I use to hold my camera, my phone, when I'm recording my top-down views. That's a second monitor. And then these here are going to be pens that I'm going to be using, that I use when I'm journaling or anything like that. And then this is a new chair. And I love it because it's got a wide seat, no arms, so it doesn't interfere. And I can be able to easily push it up underneath my chair. I need to move my footrest over a little bit, and I can actually push the chair all the way up against underneath the desk. So then I have these items here, my glues there. I have this, let me move my cart out of the way. So I have this drawer unit that I had gotten from Michael's. It's the same one that I've always had by my desk. And I just have this cart right here in front of me, next to me in front of that, which has my tool caddy on it, which has some of my pens, my scissors, my rulers, the tools and stuff, my brushes and stuff, my tools that I use and everything when I'm crafting. And then of course there's my brayers, my Mod Podge, and different things like that, my Baron, baby wipes, paper towel, and then some extra little storage units that I can pull up to my desk to contain those little bits. And then also over here within reach is my paper trimmer, and underneath that is my scoreboard. And then I have my crocodile hole punch, and that is a water bottle, spray bottle. And then I have a coffee cup that I put my brushes or anything that I need to have soaked. And then, of course, I have to have little Miss Chrissy in here in the craft room with me, keeping an eye on Mama while she's crafting. or whatever I'm doing in here. Now this cart, if you remember, I used to have it over there between my chair and the bookcase, and it had a lot of crocheting stuff on it. Well, I cleared all of that stuff off of there, cleaned up the cart, and now this cart is going to be for my journal, reading journal. This is my reading journal station. So I have the pens that I'm going to want to use in the reading journal, some stickers, the washi tape, and a few other little bits. Coming back around, and this unit was what was used to be right here, with this unit sitting on top. So now I have it over here because I originally was going to have my second monitor sitting on top of it, but it just didn't feel right for me. So that's the reason why I have it now over onto my desk on top of a monitor riser, which is on top of a monitor riser, just to give it that little bit of more height. I did have a shelf type thing that I did have the monitor on top of, right above my iMac, but it was causing a lot of neck pain. But I have that sitting onto, and it's supposed to be a shoe rack, which, as you can tell, I've got 2 pairs of shoes right there. And then there's Miss Chloe, and she is always in here with me, pretty much. So I have it sitting on top of that to give it a little bit more height. So I have my current shawl that I'm working on. This jar here is for loose change. I have my wax mount. And then this thing right here is actually supposed to be like a photo album that you can flip, but I don't have any pictures or anything in it. I just like the look of it, and I like what it says on the front. It says, "Friends, He fills my life with good things." Psalms 103, verse 5. And I like that it has the hearts on there. So it just gives it a little bit more. Now, this thing here was my nameplate. Now if I can, that was my nameplate at work. So this piece, so I just stuck that in like that. That piece there, and if you notice, it is signed by Miss Patricia of PM Artist Studios. She's the P in PM Artist Studios. I happened to end up with that, and I wanted to display it. So that's how I decided to display it. I did have it over on that, but I decided I wanted to keep it out and have it right there. And then that way it's easy seeing when you walk into my craft room. And these drawers are still pretty much the same. The top 2 are for my wax melts. The next drawer says vintage letters and ephemera. Then the next 2 drawers are kind of miscellaneous, different things. But, and then this is the back of my desk. And now we're back at the door. Hi, Miss Emma. And as you can see, it leads right into my bedroom and down the hallway into the garage. But yeah, so I'm gonna do another pan. And this chair used to be turned more at an angle. I went ahead and straightened it up because I don't have a whole bunch of stuff back behind it. I do have a few things back there, but not like it was before. So, and then there's that mannequin. And then if you've seen any of the pictures that I've taken of some of my shawls or whatever, this is the window that where I will put the items either on the mannequin or I will hang them across the top there and have them hang. And that's my backdrop for taking my pictures. So there's that. And I did clean off a lot of the clutter that was up there. I was hoping one of my hummingbirds would show up so you guys could see my hummingbird, but I haven't seen any yet this morning. And then, of course, up here on the shelves up here, nothing has changed with those up there, with that up there. Except for I did have to move a few things around since I had taken down that one unit off of this and move it. So I have my hot glue gun right here because I've got the charger. There's one of my female hummers. She decided to make an appearance for us, guys. Look at her. What a nice interruption to a video. But as I was saying and stuff, I have the battery and the charging station for the batteries for my hot glue gun are right here. So when I'm not using the glue gun, I remove it from the battery and I just leave it sitting there. And then in this basket here is an art journal that I'm in the process of working on. Watching some of Froyle's videos and stuff. So that's just a personal thing that I work on whenever I can. And then, of course, got the doggy bed there, which a lot of the times they don't lay down in it. They do like what Miss Chloe is doing, just lay down in the middle of the floor. And we refer to her as speed bump because she's usually right in the middle of where you need to walk. But yeah. And then, of course, this area right there is still the same. This bag right here is holding other bags like from Walmart or whatever that I can use in this little trash can from my coffee. That's my big TV, so if I want, I can sit in my recliner. I can watch TV, regular TV, stuff like that. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but I also brought over from this wall, I brought over my signs. So So then that way, when I'm doing a live stream or if I'm doing a face-to-face video, then I have those right behind me. And I'm even thinking of adding, I have these lights that I might or might not add. But yeah, like I was saying and stuff, where's my finger? Right, that's my acrylic paint. My Dawn Yarn Doll bag has yarn, a pattern, and a hook in it ready to go for when I'm done with my current shawl. These are my ink pads that are from Ranger. They are my Distress Oxides. And then this thing here is a new addition as well. I got that one at Walmart, and it just holds different types of ephemera to make it a little easier for me to grab. Right here has different things to make it easier for me to grab a hold of, like my current book that I'm using as my reading journal that I'm going to be using for next year, some stickers. I have this one magazine that I get that has a lot of stuff with regards to mixed media. Excuse me. And then all of my different digital papers, scraps and stuff there. And then this unit right here, this shelf, I have my meds that I take on a daily basis, in the morning and night, my phone for the home phone, and there. And then the next shelf, it has a kind of like a power strip. It also has a USB and USB-C plug-ins and stuff. So that's how I've got the stuff that needs to be plugged in, power, here at my desk. I've got that plugged in there. My 2 lights for over my desk. And I like this setup a lot better than my previous one that I just recently had, because now I've got a lot more work surface. So yeah. And then I have down here my mats. I have a glass mat and 2 other mats. One of them is definitely a self-healing mat. So yeah. So this is the new and improved craft room. I'm really liking it. It's open. It feels open. I don't feel closed in, and I'm just really, really happy with it. If there's anything that you guys would like for me to go into a little bit more depth, as far as opening drawers or exactly how I organize things, I'm not that deep organizer. I do have, everything has a place, and I do try to put things back in their place when I'm done using it. I'm getting better at doing that. But if you want to see a little bit more detail about some of my drawers that I have for some of my different items or stuff, just leave a comment and say, hey, I want to see, how do you store your stamps, or exactly how do you store your stencils, or some of your ephemera, or whatever. Then let me know, and I can do a little bit more in-depth video showing those things. So thank you for joining me for this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.